Hello again, everyone. This is Merideth Nagel once more here to talk about our latest Homeschool for Realtors topics, the dangers of a wire. So, back in the oldie days when I first started doing this, and some of you will remember those days, if a seller sold a piece of property at the closing table or shortly thereafter, they would get a check from the title company or the attorney's office. They would take that check, deposit it into their bank, and move on down the road with their life. If something happened to that check, if it was intercepted in the mail, if it was stolen out of a car, if some bad guy somehow otherwise got their hands on that check, took it to the bank and negotiated it and took the money and ran, the bank was responsible. If a bank cashes a check that's fraudulent, the bank has to pay that money back. Well, that's not true about a wire. Many, if not most of you guys are telling your sellers to ask for a wire at the time the transaction closes. Now, it is true that it's convenient for your seller to get that money right away and get it in their bank account. If they get a check, typically there'll be a small time hold on that check, and in a wire, the money's immediately available. But you need to be aware of what you're trading for that really kind of small convenience. In our situation where a check is intercepted or fraudulently cashed, the bank is responsible. If wire instructions are fraudulently intercepted and the money goes the wrong place, what's going to happen? Nobody's responsible. And here's how that works. First of all, it's almost impossible to retrieve those wires back. Once that money leaves the sending institution, whether it's attorney's office, title company, whatever, once it leaves, it's almost impossible to retrieve it. And once it gets to the bad guy's account, who's going to be left holding the bag? Your seller. And here's why. Most insurance does not pay, unfortunately, does not cover this type of fraud. Now, I know that that's shocking to hear, but it's true. A lot of title companies and attorneys' offices don't have this cyber insurance, the type of insurance necessary to protect in those transactions. And all insurance is intended not to pay. So we have seen in our industry many examples of wires that are sent out under fraudulent instructions or wires that are intercepted, and the poor seller is left with zero recourse. The insurance company won't pay, the title company won't pay, the bank won't pay, and your seller is out of money. Now, I know, guys, that you're trying to make things as convenient as you can for your sellers, but think about the potential risk. Now, it's true, it doesn't happen often, but here's what I can tell you. It's happening more and more. These fraudsters are getting smarter and smarter. They're spoofing better and better. They're getting in your emails and you don't even know it, especially if you use a Gmail or a Yahoo account. And this is happening more and more. I'm on what are called listservs, and I know many of you guys are as well. And that's where other industry professionals, attorneys, title companies share email information, and it goes out to a broad band of people. And I'm seeing more and more people coming on there and saying, you're not going to believe what happened. Seller's $200,000 wire is intercepted and there's nobody to pay. You guys, it is a huge risk. It's a small statistical chance, but the risk, if it happens, is huge because there's so much to lose. So I'm asking you, I'm begging you, so I hope that you never remember this conversation and wish that you had listened to me, but I'm begging you, please consider carefully whether your seller needs to take that risk just for the mere convenience of a couple of days. It doesn't take that long for a check to clear anymore. And again, what they're risking, to my way of thinking, is too much. When I represent a seller as an attorney, I insist that the title company or attorney's office that is closing the transactions give us a check, because I know about this danger. So if I'm doing it as a title company owner and a real estate attorney, that should cause you some pause, that maybe you should think about instructing your sellers the same. Now, I know sometimes you don't have any choice. Sometimes the money is necessary to fund another transaction that's closing right away. Or there are, I understand, extenuating circumstances sometimes. But too often we're seeing this happen just because it's a little more convenient for your seller. And when they've got that much money to risk, it's just not worth the convenience. And when it happens and they can't get money back from the title company and they can't get the money back from the bank, you know that you're going to be one of the people that's blamed in the transaction, and you're going to feel terrible, and you're going to wish that you had listened to me. So I would love to hear your comments and feedback on this. Go ahead and comment below this video if you disagree, or if you've had a situation or experience where you've had a seller that's lost their proceeds or lost money because of wire fraud. I just can't emphasize enough the concern, and it is rising. We are having more and more and more occasions of wire fraud, and it's just a matter of time until one of your sellers might get hit. And none of us want that. Some of these people, it's been some of the people's the biggest asset they've ever had, the biggest asset they will have. And to lose the proceeds would just be devastating to many, many, if not most, families and most sellers. So again, call me if you have any questions about this subject or any other subject. I'm always ready to answer your questions or give you any help I can, whether you close with my company or not. I just want to do everything I can to keep you guys informed and the best professionals that you can be. So thanks again. If you need to give us a call, please dial 352-394-7408. We look forward to hearing from you.